inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Marlon, Big Favorite, and we're live here at the Loyola Studios, representing. I have my co-host here. Hold on, hey Damian, could you cut the music down just a little bit? Thank you. I have my co-host CL NOLA in the building. Also with me, I have my homeboy, my main man, the myth, Lil Chris, representing. And as always, y'all, we want to take this time to thank our sponsors. They do so much for the show. If it wasn't for our sponsors, there would be no show. First and foremost, we want to thank the man upstairs. Hello, somebody. But we want to thank Health Nut System. Big ups to Health Nut System. Dr. Kendra Andrews does a great job, not only throughout the community, but with the folks here at the show. A lot of the students here definitely check out some of her products, etc. So big ups to her. And if y'all want to get some of the supplements, Dr. Kendra, she might stop by tonight with some of the products, but there's CMOS. She has the CMOS. There's the Speed Up 365 products that gives you all the nutrients you need for the day. So definitely go to stillbody.org for more information, or you could give her a call. Her information will be attached below. Big ups to Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon, injury attorneys, big ups to them for being a big-time sponsor for the show. As you see, we represent a little bit fun. We got to hello somebody, Get Gordon, many billboards. So shouts out to them. Hey, if you are in a car accident recently, someone had hit you by running the light, whatever the case may be, you have injuries, hit up the Gordon McKernan injury attorneys. You got to get Gordon, get it done. And last but certainly not least, Conquer Sports Pros, training for student athletes here in the New Orleans area and surrounding area. We just opened up nationwide. You can go to csportspros.com for more information on recruiting. I know it's a lot of juniors and seniors out there across the country who are looking to get recruited and get college paid for. Visit the folks at C Sports Pros for more information. Fellas, college football week 1 is in the books. So much to get into. This weekend didn't tell a lot for some teams who will ramble through some of the scores. It really was a hangover from the previous week, and I say week 1. I want to say week 2 is in the books. CL, I'll start with you first. Grambling did get their face beat in. Shouts out to West Bank legend Mickey Joseph. That's tough. You have number 1 Ohio State come in, where you go to their town. CL 70-0 against Grambling, Ohio State.
As was expected. We understand who Ohio State is as they dominated Texas the week before. We understand who Grambling is. We understand that there's some games on the schedule that seems insurmountable. There are some games on the schedule that seems to be a payday. I think that was both. I mean, of course, we would love for the Grambling football team to do what the band did, just like I'm sure Ohio State's band wish they could have did what the football team did. So we understand the parameters of a situation in a game like that.
Chris, we talk about Ohio State. Basically, I don't want to call it taking a week off, but I mean it's Grambling. I thought Grambling might have scored some points, but obviously it's an HBCU Division 1 AA school. But the same thing kind of happened. Florida International took on Penn State. The score was 34-0. A goose egg is a goose egg. It is tough, but when you look at a team like Penn State that is number 2. Drew Alt and his crew, you think this wasn't a setback for them. You think they still stay the course?
Yeah, and I actually have high expectations for Penn State this year. They have a lot of their returning players back, like Nick Singleton, Kentrey Allen, the other running back, and Drew Aller is back now. And I definitely do think with the returning roster coming back, I do expect Penn State to win the Big Ten this year.
That's huge. If y'all just tuning in to Inside the Trenches, we're just talking about some of the big matchups from this past weekend, college football, which it wasn't a whole lot because of week 2. But you did have some meaningful games. But before I get to those, I do want to point out Texas, number 7 Texas now, they did take on San Jose. Much better game for Arch. He did have 4 touchdowns, 19 for 30. CL, this was more of a dress rehearsal game for Arch. Probably would have been better if he would have played in this game first before they took on Ohio State.
I think anything remedial for Arch would be something well-deserved or something well-fed. Earlier in the year, I didn't buy into his Heisman hopeful or him being a runner-up to the Heisman. Matter of fact, I debunked it the minute I heard it. And as I continue to see the first year of his career, he's being the full-time starter, I am once again not impressed. I do not think he's the guy. I think he's the starter for Texas. I think it's okay. But I just don't see it in him as of yet, and that's okay. I'm just here to give you the truth. I'm just here to tell you what I see with my eyes, and for us as Louisianians to stop having this love affair with a young man that hasn't developed as a pro quarterback as of yet.
No doubt, and I'll say this. I do think there's a lot of talent in Arch, and I do have to go back to what Coach Frank had told me from Etna. He was like, man, Arch not coming out this year. He still has another year to develop. He made it about the grandpa, basically saying Arch the third. I mean, Arch 1, I meant to say.
Arch 1.
Arch 1, because, well, there's a Cooper in between. But Big Arch was like, our kids going to go through their years of school. They don't need to run to the NFL or anything like that. But my whole thing with that is he still needs, in this day and age, period, all these college players, with the exception of a handful, they need that full year or 2 of development. And last year for Arch, yes, he did get some significant reps. he got off and had an excellent game against Louisiana Monroe. You know, but when you start playing against big dogs like LSU, when you start playing against the Ohio States of the world, you know, the table stuff, the big boys, it's a different ball game. I mean, that's just CL nailed it. It's a different ball game. So we'll continue to watch Arch. Obviously, I don't think it's the same Heisman watch that we thought it was going to be, but you know, next year I think he would be better, or as the season progressed, his team around him may get better, and that, you know, naturally have him get better. All right, so here's a game that said a lot. This team didn't really play anybody, Chris, but Florida State beat the brakes off of East Texas A&M. Now, this is a much smaller school. I think they may be like a Division II, if I'm not mistaken, or a small tier Division I AA. Don't quote me for our viewers. But Florida State scored 77 points, 21 in the first quarter, 28 in the second, 21 in the third. So they come back with the same action in the third quarter, and then you could tell the fourth quarter. I mean, this is what East Texas A&M was at least able to get 3 points. At that point, you know, a lot of younger players are going in. Big deal or not a big deal, and why?
At least for this win, definitely not a big deal. I mean, if they could beat Alabama by double digits, I mean, they just handled it, and this was just another day at the office for them. So, I mean, we'll see how they're going to get, you know, how they're going to do in the ACC play when they play like a Duke or at Clemson or Miami. You know, we'll see what they do. But they're looking good so far. We'll see what they do in conference play.
Now, here's the next game I'm going to bring up. This game was meaningful. This game showed a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. Oklahoma and Michigan. Oklahoma did win that game 24-13. Martyrs, everything looking like more in that spot for a potential Heisman candidate. Way too early, but he's performing at that, you know, they're 18 right now. We still got to see how, you know, they look towards, I mean, obviously going to jump. This was a big win at B15 Michigan. But when you look at this Oklahoma team that is trying to find its way in the SEC as well, I know for sure, and we'll definitely talk LSU here momentarily, but I do know that this is a game that's circled on their calendar. So when you for LSU, Oklahoma at Oklahoma, that's not a game, y'all. So so Chris, when you think about this Oklahoma team, they the real deal? Somebody look to, or it's just the beginning of the season? Luck for them.
You know what? I think they're going to get better and better as the season progresses. They have a capable quarterback now. Their defense, they're pretty good. I mean, they were even good last year. I mean, what they did to Jalen Milroe last year at that game at Oklahoma. So the defense is there. They have a good quarterback. I think they could be an underrated team in the SEC for sure.
Definitely. If y'all are just tuning in Inside the Trenches, baby, we going around NCAA football. It was week 2. A lot to look forward to in regards to the games coming forward. I know this weekend at LSU we take on Florida. That'll be a really interesting game because Florida just came off a loss. CL, I want to talk about that loss. Florida, that Florida took this weekend wasn't good. Another team that seemed to had been putting themselves in a position to do exceptionally well. They fall this weekend to FSU. I said FSU to Florida. They play F's. Florida International. Let me pull it up. That's so bad. They didn't lost CL.
They lost to South Florida.
South Florida. So they lost that's it. University of South Florida. Monday Brain.
Yes.
They lost to University of South Florida. Now, when you look at this loss, CL, for this Florida team, and I heard Coach Kelly's comments, Coach Kelly was basically like, hey, you know, those were some big shoes to fill for Florida. It's a process for this guy, too. You know, he's trying to get his guys in recruiting-wise and make his way. Now, he softened the conversation on a very embarrassing loss, But when you look at this Florida team going up against LSU, they come in there swinging, or this is a team that they just don't have the right pieces to go up against us?
I feel they're going to be motivated because I believe they was embarrassed this weekend. No one had them to lose this game. Not the faithful, not the alumni, not even the sports writers. Obviously, we know Florida plays LSU this weekend. You think that LSU used La Tech as a tune-up, while Florida might have tried to mimic that against South Florida and came up with the loss. But I would like to interject that the Oklahoma situation, I do believe that LSU has been put on notice, and Oklahoma is no one's pushover, especially in the state of Oklahoma.
I'm with you on that. I do think that Oklahoma is a sleeper SEC team.
Yes, sir.
I do hope that when we play them, we're healthy. LSU, we did experience some injuries, which we'll get into here momentarily. But, I mean, that's a strong team. Before we leave from Florida to talk Florida, LSU, as we recap LSU's weekend, Florida they started off Long Island. That's all good. Add a little iced tea to it. Then you lose to, especially the old Key West, boy. I used to get about 5, 6.
Also Blues Long Island.
Oh, taking them back to the club days.
Throwback.
Yeah, hey, man, that was the good old days, especially pre-Katrina.
Smooth.
The greatest DJ in the world.
Oh, boy.
So you lose 18-16 to South Florida. I mean, those coaches were going in there, woo, yeah. It's all in their face. Florida coaches couldn't really say anything.
Marked on the calendar, I'm sure.
You come to LSU this weekend, 6:30 game, but then it gets real for them. They go Miami, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Georgia. They have one heck of a rocky road coming up. All right, y'all. LSU did win. I don't want to be spoiled from the Clemson win, right? So when we did our broadcast, me, Hunt, and B, we weren't – a win is a win, but we pointed out some things that we feel that needs to get fixed in corrections this week, starting with the offensive line. I don't care if it was the third string. I think that LSU has enough depth and enough high expectations to have guys that could get in. I think that when you look at Louisiana Tech, y'all, they came in there. This is what I said, and I said this during the broadcast, right? Louisiana Tech players came in there knowing that we're not going to just run over LSU, but we're going to fight LSU. We saw last year Nicholls State came in there and they fought LSU. We're going to be the next in-state team to come in there and punch them in the mouth a few times. And that they did. Statistically, we did stand out, but Mekhi Mason, a sack, 11 tackles, right? Then you had Christian Davis, a sack, Jaden Mayfield, a half a sack, JoJo Odom, a half a sack. So combined, they had 3 sacks on LSU. Not downing them, but this is still Louisiana Tech.
Football.
This is football. On our end, the Weeks brothers had a half a sack together. Guillory had gotten there. He had a half a sack with Jack Burn. They outsacked us. If you go to the numbers, they had 3 team sacks and we had 2. I'm pointing this out because here's a team I do think they go and make some noise in the Sun Belt. But I still look at it as, is this a situation, CL, I'll come to you first. Do you feel like LSU kind of went in there still drunk off the big win against Clemson last week? Or is this a situation where, man, Louisiana Tech came out fighting and trying to make a name for themselves?
I think you already know the answer to that because you saw it with your own eyes. Louisiana Tech came to get some respect. And not only did they try to punch, and actually I figure they did. They punched LSU in the mouth early, but it's not about an early punch. It's about the sustained punches throughout the game. And obviously the rotation And as Fave mentioned it didn't even matter if it was the second string or the third string. You expect LSU to dominate these type of teams. But La Tech is not a pushover. Hence the yardage, hence the time of possession, hence the score. You didn't see a dominating performance by LSU. And on games like this, when they play, you want to leave out of there feeling like you dominated a lesser opponent and with the lack of injuries. Unfortunately, I don't think either of the two happened. I don't think they felt like they dominated. I don't think I know we know they didn't leave out with injuries. So in these type of games, I try to pay attention to things like how much yardage the offensive line mustered up. A player like Harlem Berry having an average of 9.3 yards a carry. That was motivating moving on, knowing that they were going to play Florida next. K. Durham, even though he got the carries, the yardage didn't necessarily come this year. And that's okay because you have a backup like a Berry or a Woods that's coming in motion that gets at least six handoffs itself. So you're just happy to see that even though not in a dominating performance, there were pluses moving forward to this Florida game.
Yeah, it was. It was the ball distributed around. We didn't see a lot of Nick Anderson the week before, but we saw him this week. He was 3 for 17, did have a touchdown. You mentioned Harlem Berry. He led that room in rushes. He had 56 yards rushing. Showed some flashes of greatness. Young man, come from a smaller school, got to LSU early to start getting accustomed to college playing, and now he looks exceptionally well out there.
Backup guy.
Yeah.
Just in case if they key on a Durham and someone stops a Durham, we have a guy that can come in and complement and give us the yardage in the running game.
And that's a good thing. And the way I look at this, y'all, LSU has to run up the score in SEC play. Now, part of me said this, Chris, did we not show everything? Did we come out there with a vanilla playbook? And then at the same token, and as me and Hunt was talking about this in our post-game show, at the same token, even if they were vanilla plays,
They should have dominated.
come on, man. It could have been run wham.
Right.
It could have been our third string. We LSU, so that's why I'm like, yeah, Chris, this is one of those situations. But we do have some talent, right? We have Xavier Thomas, our West Bank, New Orleans boy, balling out. When you look at the weapons on offense for LSU, Chris, your thoughts?
Explosive, speed, spread out. They just, and then is Xavier Thomas, you mentioned him. He's not just a receiver. He could run the ball here and there as well. I mean, 54, 55 yards rushing. They could show some diversity too. A little, So they got everything on this wide receiver room. Speed, everything. Catching ability, just playmakers. That's all I gotta say. Just wide receiver room full of playmakers.
That's big. And look, I'm excited. A couple things I like. I like the depth on the defensive line and how they were productive up front. The Wheat brothers, along with Harold Perkins, just flying around, being productive. That was good. Wes Weeds had 10 tackles. Devon Keys had 9 tackles. Tamaris Cooley had 5 tackles. That type of production that we look for. Like I said, we had a pair of half a sacks. Could have been a little more productive in the rush game, but, LSU was able to come out and make do. Before we get out of here, bro, we got to preview this week game. Us taking on Florida is going to be a big game. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at South Carolina. South Carolina takes on, that's old. Where they schedule at? I just had it up. Well, we'll get to that. I know they're coming up on our schedule. So for Florida, you just said it, Chris. They're going to come in there ready to start redeeming themselves.
They play Vanderbilt next week.
Who they play?
Vanderbilt. South Carolina does.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's not really a big matchup for them. I'm just kind of looking at some of the matchups around the SEC. But yeah, when you look at LSU going into this Florida game and the type of attitude you feel like Florida gonna have, your thoughts?
Well, as I say, I feel like Florida felt like they were embarrassed last week. This week, however you want to look at it. I believe it's going to be a closer game than people may expect, just because Florida lost last week. It's almost like NFC division rivals. You know, a Florida LSU game is gonna be close for some strange reason. You know, this SEC team, at the end of the day, they're still a SEC team, and they have the talent. Obviously, right now, they're not in sync with their talent right now, but I still believe it's going to be a closer game than you would imagine.
I have to agree with you. I do think this game is going to be a fight unless LSU come out there and say, man, first quarter, 21 points. Second quarter, 14 points. You know, we come out the gate up 28-7. Now it's like, oh, we're going to come and hit the gas. CL, what are some of the, in your opinion, I said CL, I meant to say Lil Chris, in your opinion, what are some of the keys to victory for LSU going into this Florida game?
Definitely dominate the line of scrimmage. So hopefully they can run the ball effectively and get pressure on DJ Lagway, because that's going to be huge. We didn't get any pressure on DJ Lagway last year. Couldn't really do nothing on offense last year. We lost. This year, got to start off strong with the run game, get pressure on DJ Lagway. I think that would be the keys to win the game.
I'm with you on that one. CL, I want to get a key to victory out of you too, but before we jump into that, for me, it's going to be efficiency on the defensive line. I think if we go out there and we constantly hitting their quarterback, I think the offense feeds off of that momentum. I think our offense goes out there and they feed off of, you know, us flying around the ball, creating turnovers, doing stuff like that up front. That front seven going to be big.
I believe it's a closer game than people imagine. I believe it's about ball control, and I also believe it's going to be about penalties on Saturday night.
Well, y'all, Saturday night at LSU, in the Dead Valley, you know we're rolling.
The real Dead Valley.
The real Dead Valley.
Real Dead Valley.
Big Dead Valley, baby. Yes, indeed. LSU, ABC, that's, ABC, 6:30 p.m., taking on Florida right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, under the Tiger. Like, hey, it's Friday night in Baton Rouge, bro. It's going to be tough for Florida to come through that, you know. It's what it is. So, well, we want to take this time once again to thank the Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Remember, we got the number on here. Now, what we at? I just saw it earlier. Where is that? There you go. 504-800-888. 504-800-888. 4 8s at the end of that thing. Get Gordon, get it done. Hey, y'all don't go nowhere. When we come back, we'll be joined by Dr. You know what I'm saying? We got both the Andrews in here. Dr. Kendra Andrews and her husband is going to come through here. We're going to talk about these products that we have coming up. Great lines. I can't wait to talk to y'all about these weight loss products, these Get Strong products. It's Inside the Trenches, baby, right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. Hello, somebody.
Inside the Trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Are you a high school football player who's tired of waiting on college coaches to notice you? What if I told you there's a way to get real colleges to reach out to you with scholarship offers and a financial package? If you are a junior or a senior who is serious about playing football on the next level and having school paid for, well, this video for you. Hello, somebody. Let me introduce myself. My name is Marlon Big Favorite. As a defensive lineman, I won a national championship with LSU in 2007 and then won a Super Bowl championship with the New Orleans Saints in 2009. Today, I'm a part of a broadcasting team who does the pre- and post-game analysis for the LSU Tigers. You might catch me on other media outlets talking sports as well. But here's what I'm mostly passionate about. My real job is running Conquer Sports Professionals. At our New Orleans and Baton Rouge's facilities, we specialize in elite training for high school and college-bound football players. We provide position-specific training, strength and conditioning, and speed training to help our athletes dominate on the field. But that's just part of what we do. The big part of what we do is we help high school football players secure offers to play college football and pay for their education. Here's the reality most players face. High school coaches just don't have enough time to do all the recruiting work that you need. You show up to 7-on-7s and camps, hoping some coaches will notice you out of 500-some kids. What usually happens is you waste your entire weekend because nobody was actually watching you. Most guys just throw their applications into a void, hoping something sticks. That's not strategy. That's gambling with your future. Here's where we're different. We have a network of 1,000 coaches and scouts representing every level of college football from Division I FBS, FCS, Division II, Division III, NAIA, and junior colleges. We start with a complete skill assessment. We discuss your football and your educational goals. Then, based off your talent, we personally contact coaches and scouts who are looking for exactly what you bring to the table. We don't send out emails. We make direct, personal contacts. Why does our approach work so well? Because me and my team here at Conquer has years of experience in the sports world. Our network is broad and vast, and we can get you in front of coaches and scouts who can offer you a spot. Here's what this means for you. Number one, you never have to worry about what to say, how to say it, or when to say it. You just show up, play your best, and let the results take care of themselves. Number two, when a coach responds, we personally prep you for each call and visit. We walk you through what to expect, what to say, and how to make a strong first impression. Our team of former NCAA and NFL players manages the outreach, sending and replying to messages every single day. This makes it almost impossible not to get noticed by a college program. But we don't just reach out randomly. We write messages to show real intent, why you like their school, references to their program, and their academic reputation. We make it personal, real, and human. We have direct contacts and relationships with the decision makers. So a coach just don't see a name or a stat. They see you, a player that belongs in their locker room, and they trust that we will only send players that fits their program. Now, I can't cover everything in this short video, but if you like what you heard so far, or if you're even a little bit interested, click the link below and book a call with our team. Worst case scenario, you leave with a clear plan on how to control your recruiting process. Best case scenario, we work together and you sign a college offer with a scholarship. And if it doesn't work, we'll keep on working. We'll find a way to get you somewhere. There are tons of opportunities out there, and we'll help you discover them. So is this worth 30 minutes of your time? Absolutely. The only real risk is doing nothing and watching another season go by without hearing from a school you should be playing for. Even if you're unsure or on the fence, book a call anyway. The application just takes minutes. And if we can't help you, we'll let you know right away. Click the link below and we'll see you on the call. Hello, somebody.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Here is where your story continues. Stretch the limits of your imagination. Create the world as you see it. One letter, one word, one pixel at a time. Move to the rhythm of your own story. Make something more. For him and her and them, for the world. Do what you love. Tell stories like never before in state-of-the-art recording, news, and editing studios. Created just for you. Learn skills that will never expire. Document moments, seconds, frames per second. Turn them into masterpieces. Creativity is more than a lifestyle. Make it a career. Tune into the sounds around you. Those notes, you are always meant to sing them. Creative boundaries, you are always meant to break them. Become the creative professional you are destined to be at the Anchor Institution for the Creative Economy. This is a stage, a world stage. New Orleans, culture rich. Loyola, hands-on access. Make the next move. Perform and work immediately. We do things differently. Use your creativity to impact society. Expand your mind. Be with and for others. Continue your story in the College of Music and Media at Loyola University, New Orleans.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
inside the trenches.
LSU was in me as a need. That's right.
You may not be able to go to sleep.
Okay. Welcome back. It is Inside the Trenches right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. I have my co-host CL NOLA in the building. Be sure to follow him at CL_NOLA. You can follow me at BigFave504. Well, usually about this time of the show, we start to introduce our sponsor of the show, right? But we're lucky today because we actually have our sponsors in the building. So sponsoring this segment is Dr. Kendra Andrews and Dr. Dana Andrews of Health Nut System. Y'all know the website. We talk about it all the time, www.healthnutsystem.com. Visit it right now. I have some of the products from the website right here on this table. But before we jump into that, I want to introduce my crew to the show. Dr. Dana, Dr. Kendra, welcome to Inside the Trenches.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Pleasure.
So I was riding to church. I was talking to Dr. Kendra about this. I was riding to church one morning. St. Joseph worker when I go to St. Joseph about 10:30. You know, and I said, man, that voice sound familiar. And then I heard Dr. Kendra's voice. And it's the station on AM 940. This is cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So ministry is big in y'all's family.
Yes, it is.
What it's like to have a station, have a radio show on a station and talk to us about how y'all use that show and what it's about in the mornings.
Well, on WYLD, we've been with WYLD for about 5 years now. Well, actually 7 years. 2 different times, but I think this 10:30 hour is very good because it catches the people who come out of the early service and it catches the ones before they go into the 11 o'clock service. So you got 30 minutes to listen to, and you heard it from the truth, the whole truth, the Dr. Truth. Now go forward. So that's our catchphrase. But we give a different perspective about life, something just beyond traditional, because some people are moving beyond that, and as a result, they need a different cut of meat. So we try to feed them something different. And I mean, it's really been catching on. And for the most part, we enjoy doing it because, like you said, I come from a family of preachers, a family of teachers, a family of social workers, and things like that. So we all are social servants. But we also take time to introduce Dr. Kendra, who's a part of what we do also. And I mean, you know, we do the mental, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist also. So we do the spiritual healing, we do the mental healing, and then Dr. Kendra comes in with the physical healing. So we catch it all. And then, of course, you hear baby Kendra, and she's just pulling up the rear, and she's bringing it forth to another level. So we're just excited about what we do on Sundays. And, of course, I'm just excited to support Dr. Kendra and what she does. I mean, you know, she's, like I say, she's camera ready. She's people ready. And I always call her the Jehovah Rapha in the flesh, which is healing. And so we just thankful for that.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once again, I would love to thank y'all for coming through. I have my own personal testimonies of what Dr. Kendra has told me and in my process of slimming down and being better, knowing that I'm from New Orleans. And yes, doctor, we do eat too much.
Yes.
And so these new products that you have here, what do you feel like is the best product? As I see you have the CMOS and the other pills. Which one do you feel is the best product to help our listeners lose weight?
Actually, I prefer the Still Body because we refer to it as the panacea of wellness. So you get a proliferation of health benefits. There's bowel consistency, it's mental clarity, it's energy, it's curbing your appetite, it's inflammation, it's help with your eyes, help with pain in your body. So the list goes on and on and on. And every time someone takes it, they give us another testimony. So my first choice would be Still Body.
Copy that.
That would be the first one.
Right. So, and I would say Still Body, when I first started my journey with Dr. Kendra, this was the first thing I got. And immediately, Doc, she told me about your testimony about when you got on it and you started to, excuse me, like your blood pressure and blood sugars got regulated. And I experienced that as well. But then I got introduced to the Speed Up 365.
Okay.
And
Great product. Great product.
Really is. In the morning before workout, and then at lunch, I get on it again. These two products right here, why do you start with these two first? Explain that to our listeners.
Yeah, because we took a host of herbs and we put them together and we created a synergy. And what a synergy is that the herbs get together and they just really go into the body and it gives the body whatever the body needs. It's almost like a science, like, Mr. Marlon needs this, Mr. Chris needs this, Dr. Dana needs this, Dr. Kendra needs this. So it knows your body. So that's why I started with that. So one is just like a host of herbs, but then there's another, the Speed Up 365, it's like spices out of your cabinet and just knowing the right amount at the right time, and it could do miracles.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and I always tell people, what you have is right in your kitchen. But the key is that you have to know how to blend it together, how much of each, and you put it together. And like you say, the old saying, one man's meat is another man's poison, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So whatever doesn't work for one person, it works for somebody else. But with this, especially Steel Body, you can take that one pill and everybody can take it and it will do for them specifically what ails their body or what their body needs. You may need mental clarity. You may need to lose weight. I may need consistent bowel movement. You can get it all in Steel Body.
Well, that's it. And I want to make this clear. I know there's a lot of athletes that come on our show. This is for the parents and the novice folks working out, but for our athletes, and Dr. Kendra and Dr. Dana is working on a shake for us and some recovery and pre-recovery shakes for our athletes. But in the meantime, especially my D linemen, I need y'all to get on this Speed Up 365 to kind of regulate, kind of what Doc said, regulate your bowels, but most importantly, with this one, to burn the fat throughout the season when y'all are working out. Yep.
Doc, why is 365 so popular with the athletes?
It's popular because, there's just spices in there. And if they're drug tested, nothing won't come up like, hey, there's a red flag.
There you
So
go. Exactly.
it's spices that we created that synergy and that it helps them to think fast on their feet. When you're playing ball, you need to think quick.
Exactly.
You need to move quick. So that's what Speed Up 365 does.
And also, I find out it helps a lot also with your mental clarity. Now, once you get past 60, and like for me, I'm 68. So, 68. So
I do the same.
Yeah, so.
Happens to me all the time.
Okay. So, at a certain point, you hear people say, well, I'm having brain fogs and things like that. But if you start regulating your body on a regular basis, and that's what the 365 is for. And then, of course, some of the Steel Body also. If you start doing that on a regular basis, you won't even know when you get to 65 or 70. Because, I have a mental health practice, and I'm very active in it. My ministry, very active in it. Motivational speaker around the country with the John C. Maxwell Company around the country and around the world. So see, I'm still active at 68 and I'm doing better at 68 than I did when I was 38.
Right.
Dr. Dana, I want to talk to you about that. So you travel across the world for your ministry. Talk to our viewers about that. What has that been like over the last few years?
What's interesting is that I'm finding that so many people want something different. They're not throwing out what they had in the past because it got us to where we are. But now to move to the next level, you're going to need something different and something more. So that's where the combination of the healing at all levels, the triangle, the body, the mind, and the spirit come together. And so Dr. Kendra and I, we figured out that we can just do it all in one shot. So going around the country and talking and going around actually to some of the border countries and stuff like that is interesting because everybody's looking for the same thing. Everybody don't want to just stay alive. They want to thrive. Everybody don't want to just exist. They want to know exactly what am I here for? What's my purpose and whatever. But whatever your purpose is, it'll come through you, but you got to have a clean enough vessel, and that's what the products do.
Hello.
They keep your vessel clean. You keep your vessel where whatever you have in you, whether it be the Spirit of God or however you want to name it, it can come out. But you got to have a nice place for it to stay in. And that's where Dr. Kendra comes in at.
I know that's right. If y'all just tuned in to Inside the Trenches, I got both of them here today, baby. Dr.
Right.
Andrews and Dr. Andrews. You know what I'm talking about in the building. We're talking about that triangle, right? The mind, the spirit, and the body.
Yes, sir.
That's what these products are about. Every morning, every Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, 10:30 a.m., we'll plug it again. 10:30 a.m., 9 a.m., New Orleans area, 9:40 a.m. Y'all can check out Dr. Andrews. Getting the mind right, the spirit, as we start our weeks off. So, I'm ready. I ain't gonna lie to you, Doc. I've been staring this CMOS down here for a minute.
Which one?
So before we get into the grand finale, I want to talk about. Okay, check this out. This elderberry syrup right here. Now, the way you have this concoct, is this something to shot, or do you mix this in with?
No, it's already ready. You just
okay.
Just take a spoonful of it and just go with it.
Check this out.
Yeah, and it's good for the immune system. It's good for allergies. Yes.
Mama Ida's elderberry syrup.
Mama Ida was my mother. She passed.
Oh, that's sweet.
So that's
dedicated to Mom Dukes.
There you go.
I know that's right. Now look, y'all, shot ready to roll, and it's already. She had that thing sitting in the refrigerator for you. It look cool still.
Teaspoon of healthiness.
Yes,
but
that's right.
The elderberry mixed with the honey, the importance of it, right? We talk about the health benefits to honey, but I want, before I get into my CMOS here, just talk about elderberry and how it's good for the body as well.
So it supports the immune system. So the immune system starts in the gut. So we have to constantly give the immune system what it needs so that we can combat COVID, because right now COVID is on the rise.
Oh, yeah.
We have the flu season we're in. So these are prime time for what we're dealing with right now. And elderberry is one of the best herbs that you can possibly take for your immune system.
Yeah, they don't play with this at like Walmart, but elderberry, even a little store brand expensive, boy.
Yeah,
Locked up behind the plastic.
That's the good one.
and you see, what we try to do is make sure all our products are not diluted.
Right.
Our products are full strength.
Right.
And like you said, we put time, effort, and energy and patience in it. And as a result, now you have your product in front of you.
And organic.
Thank you. That's the big one.
That's the important piece right there. Now, CL. Wild crafted CMOS. Key word.
Wild
crafted.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
The benefits of the CMOS, and I'm about to dive here in a minute. I've watched a lot of like videos on Instagram, like they'll have like the health pages and they'll say, oh, this has so many nutrients in it. Is it like close to 80 nutrients that your body needs? What's the real number?
It's more. It's 92 of the 102 minerals that our body needs.
Wow.
So that contains 92 of the 102.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the pineapple right there.
Yeah, that's the pineapple right here.
He about to go for it now.
Come on.
Well, look, here's a southpaw too at that. There you go. Okay.
It's good, CL.
Oh, he about to knock it out in one shot.
You made it like applesauce, almost. The concentration of it.
Yeah, the consistency of it.
It's good, y'all. Look. Easy to eat. Oh, yeah, they're definitely going in my refrigerator.
And when do you recommend to use the CMOS?
You can take a teaspoon of sea moss every day, just a teaspoon, and it's going to give you energy. It's going to help with your immune system. It's also good for athletes for muscle recovery.
There you go.
Because it contains the amino acid taurine.
Y'all see that, ballers? Right here.
Yes,
and it's easy for y'all to put this in y'all little lunch pack going to school.
Exactly.
Get your little school roll,
Organic, all natural.
Yep.
That's right.
All day, every day. Yes, indeed. So these are some of the products that we have ready to roll right now. I know we talked about different ways that they can get it. I know for the still body, they can go to stillbody.org. How could they get these products here if they want to order them?
Okay, so the CMOS in a couple of days, it will be on the stillbody.org website.
Okay.
So we thought it was a good idea to put those together.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And then the other benefits and the other products will be on the healthnut.system.
Okay, so y'all can go to healthnut.system. I have it right here.
Healthnutsystem.com.
Yep, healthnutsystem.com. Y'all can go there and get these wonderful juices, and then y'all can go to the Still Body website as well to get the CMOS along with the Still Body. Anything else coming up, y'all, for the fall? I've been seeing you active a lot in the community. You and Spice had an event the other day. Any events y'all have coming up here in the fall that our viewers may need to know about?
You know, October is a very busy month, so we have a lot of health fairs.
Mm.
And we are booked and busy. I mean, we're doing a minimum of like 2 or 3 events per week. So that's a lot.
Wow, that's pretty
And
cool.
moving. We want sometime between now and Thanksgiving or right after, well, before November, we just want to do what we did last year when we first opened up. Just
Oh, yeah.
what we just call a day of Thanksgiving. But we just going to line the school up with food and stuff like that. You just come on in and just get yourself something to eat, you know. If you want to sit down and celebrate, we're going to have our mental health people are going to be there, myself and maybe one other person in case somebody may need to talk. We're going to have a couple spiritual advisors there if somebody may, you know. In other words, we just want to have a one-stop shop for everything that one day. And, of course, we'll have all our vendors out and, of course, the steel body and the CMOS and everything will be there, yeah.
I'm glad y'all brought that up, CL. I wanted to ask this real quick. This is when it gets serious after Halloween.
Yeah.
After Halloween, that's when it starts to happen. That candy kicks it off. It's like the appetizer for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we talk about the immune system then. So for like the average person that's struggling with losing weight, or should I say struggle with keeping, because I've seen a lot of thin people have blood sugar issues as well. So it's not always just the big people. What do y'all recommend for those when you start to get to those peak months? I mean, I know the products for sure, but along with the products, how should they be, you know, making their meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Yeah. So as we go into the winter months and we're changing seasons, we want to be very cognizant of a lot of candy and junk. So candy and junk, that's breeding ground for cancer and for cold. So we want to try to avoid that. Try to prepare your meals and eat home as much as possible rather than eating out. Yeah. And instead of
That's
eating
the one
fast
right there.
food.
That's the one.
But there's so much information out there now about your fast food restaurants and what's going on and what's in the meats and stuff like that. I mean, you know, if you're going to be healthy, you're going to have to do it at home. You're going to have to spend time in your own kitchen for the purpose of nourishing your body. And then at the same time, when you start taking the supplements for the body and whatever, I mean, you know, you can't miss that.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy that you guys are here because once again, my journey started with Health Nut and you coming to the show so far back and me just keeping up with your tutelage. We both know that you guys are doctors. We also know that your products are organic. Tell the people the process of making your products because they're all in-house, correct?
Exactly. So, yeah. So we...
Wait, let me say this. Right after COVID, next thing I know, my kitchen turned into a laboratory. And the thing about it, I said, what are you doing? She said, the people need this. Because, they was throwing people out the hospital. And these people weren't ready to come out. But you had people that was more sick that needed to come in. Okay. So the people that they were pushing out to bring the more severe sick people, this during COVID, they weren't really, they were well enough to leave the hospital, but they weren't well enough to survive. So that's when we just turned the kitchen, actually our whole house, we turned it into what we needed, became a laboratory. And as a result, we just started mixing the herbs and Kendra just said, look, this is what I want to do. I said, are you sure? She said, these people need help. You helping them mentally, let me help them physically. I said, well, that sounds like a marriage there. So, and then spiritually, we put God on top and here we go.
That's huge, y'all. I really appreciate that because we are in a time right now where everything all over the place and nothing's consistent. Whether it's the national debt ceiling or whatever the case may be, but if you got your mind, your body, and your spirit intact, everything will be all right.
I will want to say one thing. I can appreciate the price point as well because we've all been to GNC. We've all been to these supplement stores, and I can personally appreciate you guys' price points as well, considering your products are all organic.
And like I said, we're not trying to break the bank on this. Our main goal is to get people healthy. Your health is your wealth. True. So if you're healthy, don't worry, the wealth is going to come. That's why I tell people, find out what it is that you're supposed to do. And when you get to that point, then I always tell Dr. Kendra, nobody will do what you do like you do it when you do it the way it's supposed to be done. And so as a result, the healing takes place And you don't have to like charge people an arm and a leg for it because you don't always reap where you've sown, but you shall reap what you've sown in the right season.
Amen.
Come on.
I'm so glad CL brought that up. He had my man preaching it this morning. Watch out there, not this evening.
Price point is important.
It is important. Now, I want to talk about that. I'm familiar with the still body. I want to say it's $49.99, and it lasts a very long time, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And like CL just said, when y'all typically go to a GNC, the prices are higher, and to be honest with you, you get what you get.
Yeah.
And this around the same for the speed up. It's $49 as well.
It's 45.
45 for the chilling, our little athletes out there. This is for y'all, not this one. This is for y'all. I don't know what the pro players. Now when we get to the CMOS.
Yeah, it runs anywhere from $15 to $25.
Now that's big time.
That's big time, yeah.
And you only need a teaspoon.
A teaspoon.
A day.
However, people are like overdosing on this. Not
because it's good. It tastes like candy.
For lack of better words, because they keep like eating it and eating it and eating it. So it's really delicious. And it gives you a lot of energy. You get the muscle recovery. It helps with your immune system. It helps with gut health and also with weight management.
That's the one.
And running to the bathroom too.
And you go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, that's you got to take it. Got to get it out.
That's the management.
And lastly, here for the elderberry syrup,
$15.
$15 as well.
That's gonna last you a very long time.
So you teaspoon this as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Y'all can't beat this. Affordable products, and listen, we understand that right now, commercial wise, these folks got to spend a lot of money and charge us a lot for the products. We understand that. Here's a family that dedicated their lives to the spirits, the minds, and the bodies of the folks here in their community. Y'all remember, be sure to visit healthnutsystem.com. Order today. Hit them up today. Free shipping for orders over $250.
Oh, really?
Nationwide.
So that's free shipment.
Nationwide. That's
pretty much.
That's free shipment.
And we get it to you. See, I don't necessarily. I know a lot of our viewing audience is in Baton Rouge, but you can still get it. And also for the still body, go to stillbody.org as well. We love to do this before we shut the show down. That's y'all's camera over there.
Right.
Any message for our viewers?
Final message.
It could be the both of y'all.
Oh, boy.
That's y'all camera right there.
Right.
Along with the products, I suggest that everybody have a mantra. And a mantra is something that you say all the time. And with Kendra and my baby, she says it on the radio show when we have it, I'm physically fit, I'm mentally alert, I'm emotionally stable, I'm spiritually sound, I am financially secure, I am goal-oriented, I am success-driven, I am that I am what I say I am. And right now, I say I am happy, I am healthy, and I am healed.
That's a beautiful.
Well, that makes two of
I
us.
love that right there. Hey, well, I'm glad we have this recorded.
So I can go back and learn it.
That's my daily affirmation. How you
use it.
Wake me up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try.
Three times a day. Do
We
it
can
3
bite
times
that.
a
It's
day.
okay to bite that.
Oh, it's on wax now. We got it now. He done hooked us up.
Oh, no, use it, please.
Okay.
Yes,
By all
indeed.
means,
I
use
just
it.
want to make sure y'all didn't copyright it.
No. That's mine specifically. Go ahead and use it. Yes, sir.
Well, he's Dr. Dana Andrus, and she's Dr. Kendra Andrus. Definitely check them out. Wonderful family.
Definitely.
Make sure y'all visit their site right now, healthnutsystem.com. And they're no strangers to the show, baby. They'll be back to check on you and your health. Hey, listen, y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Inside the Trenches, baby. And once again, we want to thank Health Nut System for sponsoring this segment. We'll be back.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Conquer Sports Professionals.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Fave Favorite, Super Bowl champion and national champion. Here's the truth. Almost anybody could play college football and get a scholarship or financial aid if they know who's looking for them. Now, you may not be a Division I or Division II football player, but that doesn't mean you can't play college football on the next level. There's hundreds and thousands of schools out there that's looking for football players like you to give you a great education. Right now, the average cost of school is $27,000 a year. That means that's $180,000 just to graduate. Imagine cutting that number down with a football scholarship or financial aid support. At Conquer Sports Pros, we find the right schools that fit you, your talent, your goals, and your future. And they will pay for your education through football. Don't waste time guessing. Let us connect you with coaches and programs that are already searching for players like you. If you're serious about playing football in college to pay for your education, click the link below or visit csportspros.com and schedule a call today. Hello, somebody.
Conquer Sports Professionals.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Conquer Sports Professionals.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Fave Favorite, Super Bowl champion and national champion. Here's the truth. Almost anybody could play college football and get a scholarship or financial aid if they know who's looking for them. Now, you may not be a Division I or Division II football player, but that doesn't mean you can't play college football on the next level. There's hundreds and thousands of schools out there that's looking for football players like you to give you a great education. Right now, the average cost of school is $27,000 a year. That means that's $180,000 just to graduate. Imagine cutting that number down with a football scholarship or financial aid support. At Conquer Sports Pros, we find the right schools that fit you, your talent, your goals, and your future. And they will pay for your education through football. Don't waste time guessing. Let us connect you with coaches and programs that are already searching for players like you. If you're serious about playing football in college to pay for your education, click the link below or visit csportspros.com and schedule a call today. Hello, somebody.
Conquer Sports Professionals.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Well, hello, somebody. Welcome back, baby. It is Inside the Trenches. We're here on ESPN Baton Rouge. Another big shout out once again to Health Nut System. Shouts out to Dr. Dana and Dr. Kendra Andrews for stopping by. Words of wisdom, giving us some health tips, so on and so forth. We appreciate them for that as well. Hey, I want to take this time right now. If you are a junior or a senior in high school, you play football, and you want to take your career to the next level, you want to play college ball and have it paid for, I encourage y'all right now to go to csportspros.com. That's csportspros.com to find out some more information about how you can play college ball and have it paid for on the next level. So yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and jump into it. Speaking of high school football, Friday Night Lights. CL, I saw you that day, Friday. Oh, was it Thursday? Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
So, but you did not come to the show. Call you wouldn't, huh?
No.
That was much of the week before.
That was the week before Shaw St. Aug. And once I saw the Shaw St. Aug game, I kind of already knew what the outcome would be with Shaw adding a car, and obviously I was right.
I got a different storyline on that one. Me and Lil Chris explained to you because
they played good. They kept it close early.
Yes, they
I
did.
give it to him.
Lil Chris was in the building, so he represented. That Chris was there. You, Chris. I mean, shouts out to you. This is your first time working with Crescent City Sports. Big ups to Ken Trahan, all of my folks over there, Dave Grubb,
Absolutely,
Big Grant, and all the folks over there. So you were in the press box.
Correct.
Different vantage point. Your thought process on the game, like, just give us a quick recap of your thoughts.
Man, Shaw, they definitely did kept it close early. They did. Their defense definitely kept them in the game. Forced a few turnovers. Well, one turnover. and it was just the Carr was, they were just so outclassed by Carr, and eventually Carr got it going with the run game. Trey Garrison, the running back, had 2 rushing touchdowns. He got it going, and then ever since then, Carr really didn't look back. So Shaw's defense played pretty solid for the most part, but you can only do so much when your offense can't really do nothing against Carr.
I think it was the battle of depth, CL.
Oh, yeah.
I really think it was that. It was the numbers, right?
Brother.
Shaw don't have as many as his Carr.
Brother, anytime you play at Nakar, it's about your depth.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you play a team like a Carr, it's about enduring. And shouts out to Coach Hank Tierney. They kept it close. But obviously we know the avalanche of Carr talent usually takes over in the second half.
It overweighs.
Yeah, and outweighs whatever any opponent can bring up. But let's just go ahead and get to what everybody wants to talk about: the Carr versus Heritage.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay,
it's coming. We definitely gonna get into that.
No
because
discredit to Shaw. Shaw played a great game.
American Heritage did lose.
They did
this past weekend, so I don't know whether national ranking had went since then. They did lose.
They did.
But Shaw, Holy Cross played. I want to say Chalmette. Our player Israel Perez had a great game. 2 sacks, a forced fumble. Your guy Josh Jenkins balling out for John Eric, looking like one of the better players in the district. He had a pair of sacks and some tackles for loss. So they had some other pretty good games across the way. But it's a big showdown because you have Catholic High, I want to say, taking on what? Brother Martin? It's the Ed Daniels Classic. I'm going to pull it up here in a second. Let's go football. But, to kind of like look at the weekend and pretty much how teams are pulling it all together is good to see. The amount of talent, like they play St. Paul, so it isn't them. I gotta think who. Catholic High plays somebody this weekend. I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, I think it was a good team too.
No, this in the Dome is gonna be.
In the Dome.
Oh, this week.
Yeah, I want to say. I know it's not Brother Martin. Then it's Rummel. Is it Rummel? I think it's Rummel. They play Rummel, if I'm not mistaken. But just looking at the Catholic League right now, right, you have John Curtis. They went to California.
Yeah.
And won big. They just ran the ball every play, from what I understand.
Jesuit also played out of town as well.
Jesuit Dallas.
Yeah.
So they played out of town. So CL, while I'm pulling up this schedule, your thoughts on like Louisiana kind of stepping out to some of the major states like California, Texas, and playing those matchups?
I'm all for it. I'm actually here for it. You guys don't just watch this show to hear me bloviate about the greatness of the state of Louisiana. I'm glad that these teams like a John Curtis, like a Jesuit, and now a Carr are challenging other nationally ranked teams around the continental United States to not only back up what I say, but to prove what we all know, that Louisiana holds the best talent in the country.
Oh, Monday Brain is real. It's U High versus Rummel. U High versus Rummel. That's who it is in this Caesar Superdome this upcoming week.
And I'm grateful. I'm also grateful that because this game between Carr and Heritage was originally slated to play at Berman. Now, that was my home stadium as I played for Old Perry Walker, and I have mad love for Algiers. But a game of this magnitude
deserves to be in the Super.
Deserves to be somewhere where everybody can come see the litany of talent that's going to come into the Superdome. And I'm not just talking about Carr, because Heritage has some great players that are not only just in the NFL, but great players that they're playing right now today.
So this is a huge non-conference game. American Heritage out of Plantation, Florida. This is going to be this Friday, September 12th at 8:30 p.m., baby, right here in the city. It's a late game because I want to say the 7 o'clock, or was it 6 o'clock? Rummel plays U High. Big-time game, right? You got Lamar Brown, number one defensive tackle in the country, arguably one of the better high school D tackles out right now. He's coming in town, and Rumble's always been stout. They've always been a solid team. They have some good run team, and they always keep a solid defense, particularly in the linebacking core. So that should be a pretty good matchup. American Heritage and Carr. Carl, let me tell y'all something, and I wanted to mention this to Dr. Kendra, and I know that Chris might have saw this too. And this isn't as slated at Shaw, Carr, or any of these other teams. Man, these brothers was cramping up. So
Pickle juice.
That's what they were drinking. That's loaded with a whole bunch of salt. So we didn't want to like salt them up, get them high blood pressure on the spot. But the pickle juice, like CL say, that's old school. That'll go ahead and get that hydration rolling. And I wish I would have brought this up to Dr. Kendra, but y'all got to start hydrating like 72 hours before the game.
Yeah, hydration starts the day before.
No. Even the day before, you already halfway in. I say 2 days before, minimum. Because what'll happen is guys will try to drink all that water when they start feeling thirsty, and that's how them cramps get started up. So, but not CL, right? The night before,
right?
Y'all definitely need to handle that. But that's something, in my opinion, that I noticed. And look, I'm on Shaw's sideline, right? So Haywood Jr. This is so funny. Haywood Howard Jr. My boy, I trained that. Matter of fact, my first client with Conquer Sports was Haywood's dad. I'm on the Shaw sideline, and I'm like, man, fall to the ground, you cramping up. Nah, I ain't about to fall on nothing. I said, man, I'm not, hey, bro, you know I used to train? And man, I don't care about none of that. He said, bro, you the out, boy, you trying to get me out here. So I was like, man, y'all didn't throw the ball to that way. They never threw it that way. But that was still pretty cool, man. I thought overall that game was fun to watch.
Yeah. This game coming up in the Dome, there's so many questions that we all want to have answered. The number one question for me is, can Carr deal with? We all know Carr is a fast team and have great athletes.
Oh yeah.
Can they deal with the speed of Florida? We know Florida is known for those fast boys. Shouts out to Coach Prime. Shouts out to the litany of players that have played out of the state of Florida.
Lamar Jackson.
They got speed.
Can Carr deal with the speed of American Heritage, and can American Heritage deal with the dominance of Carr? Because once again, it's the depth, right?
Right.
It's the depth. Can they fend off the depth that Carr is going to throw at them with the litany of running backs, receivers, and special?
Now, Sean Murad, Madonna, they was able to get something going. They're now 2-1. That's who beat. They beat American Heritage this weekend. So statistically, I wonder, I didn't get the full report from that game, obviously, but I wonder, what went down. Oh, look like I'm looking at a little bit of something right here.
Any given Friday.
Yeah, look like somebody, one of the receivers had a $1.67. So they passed it a little bit. CL just mentioned that speed.
I'm just Florida.
4 touchdown passes. Yeah, so wow. Okay, well, this should be a pretty good matchup. I will say this.
Oh yeah.
Edna Carr got DBs for days.
Oh,
days
yeah.
Number 2, arguably one of the maybe second, third best defensive tackle in the country. Some would probably have him at 10, and I'm about to say Andy Richardson. He's just not doing. He got Daniel Jones starting over him. We're gonna talk NFL next.
Well, we all know the D line helps out the DBs.
Yeah, Richard Anderson.
You have an effective defensive line. Your DBs only have to cover for so long.
Right, and they were getting at it. One of our other kids, Big Animal Marshall.
But these boys different. That's coming in on Saturday.
Yeah,
Dome.
But I gotta say, Carr a bit different too in terms of. I mean, you got size and speed on each level. John Johnson is also playing pretty good. He made a few mistakes, but for the most part, he kept his eyes down
the quarterback.
For Carr.
And I just wonder, it wasn't a big blowout of Shaw on Friday, and now they play Heritage in the Dome on.
Some will argue 35-0 is a blowout, but it was like 14-0 all the way up until the fourth quarter.
That's
aware.
True.
Yeah,
that's absolutely true.
I will say that Shaw definitely fought him. Defensively, creating turnovers. Little number 29, I can't think his name.
I'll tell you this: if Carr plays,
he balled out like a mug, boy. He was locking him out over there.
I tell you this: if Carr plays how they played Shaw in that dome on Saturday, they would not win against Heritage.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Carr played their best against Shaw. So I would agree with that.
Now, I agree with that 100% because they did, not saying for what Shaw is, they lost, obviously, you lost Parker to Michigan. You know, you lose some starters on both sides of the ball. But Hank regrouped. He got some tall receivers. He moves one of his better athletes in Allen from the cornerback position to quarterback, basketball player. So they made some adjustments, and they coached their tail off in that game, and it showed. Oh, the first quarter ended 0-0.
That's correct.
Straight up.
The Carr Shaw game last year was closer than anybody imagined.
That was true, too. And
remember, Shaw are champions as well.
Yes, they is.
Yeah. And look, I'm going to say this. I do think Carr should beat American Heritage. You come into our territory in the Dome, those guys are going to be hyped. But to CL's point, them boys coming off a loss.
Correct.
They're coming on the road.
And they're coming playing the Dome.
Yeah, it's like.
For Carr, that's nothing. For Carr, that's another day at 1500 Sugar Bowl Drive. They all know the address.
But for Heritage?
But for Heritage,
this is a motivation
not only to travel and for them not, and I'm sure Coach Patrick Surtain has told them what it's like to play at Berman at night on a Friday night. Well, they don't have that to worry about. They have the nice confines, the lights and the air conditioning of the Louisiana Superdome, and I believe it's become almost I wouldn't call it neutral territory, but Carr doesn't have the advantage in the Dome that you would believe that they would have had if they'd have played at Berman on Friday night.
This is definitely true. Well, I'm excited for the game. I know a lot of folks getting their popcorn together as they get their tickets. This is going to be a huge game. I mean, a doubleheader kind of puts me in the mind of the Horse-Blooded Classic. When we used to play against West Monroe and then Curtis would play Evangel and we would swap those games each year. Definitely. Well, look, y'all, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go to the NFL, baby. We're going to talk about your favorite team, you know, whoever that team may be. I might have their colors on right now. But definitely big ups to Conquer Sports once again. All my high school juniors and seniors out there who is interested in playing football on the next level, that's college football, and have it paid for, visit csportspros.com for more information to sign up. And you will be playing on the next level. Well, we'll be right back, y'all. It is Inside the Trenches right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. Hello, somebody.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the Trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Conquer Sports Professionals.
Hey, you, what's up? My name is Marlon Big Favorite, Super Bowl champion and national champion. And here are the top 5 ways to stand out for college recruits. Number 1, explosive first 15 seconds on your highlight film. Listen, attention spans are short nowadays. You got to be able to catch their attention right away. So that big hit, make sure it's at the top of that tape. Number 2, consistent game stats. Each week, have your stats updated. If you had 4 tackles for loss and a sack, you need to make sure that's upgraded on your social media. Number 3, strong GPA plus test scores equals college scholarships. Gives you more opportunities. If you have the high grades and if they could get you some extra funds because of your test scores, that is huge. Number 4, positive attitudes coaches can trust. If you have a positive attitude and you look like you could be a nice locker room guy and build a team up, coaches love that. Number 5, hustle on and off the field. So just as well as you're out there making tackles or touchdown catches, you need to be active in your community. A lot of you guys want NIL brands. You need to be able to establish yourself out publicly. And that's definitely key, baby. So look, if you're serious about being recruited, go to csportspros.com if you want help getting a football scholarship. Hello.
Conquer Sports Professionals.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Well, what do you know? Just like that, it is almost the end of the show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And this is what some will appreciate here on Inside the Trenches. It is Inside the Trenches. I'm your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. I got CL Roller NOLA in the building. Of course, Lil Chris. Big ups to Dr. Kendra
Definitely.
Andrews and Dr. Dana Kendra. No, Dana Kendra Andrews. They all, shouts out to the
Doc.
Andrews family. The Docs.
Doc now.
Because her daughter named Kendra too. So it's like,
Right.
So big ups to them. Giving some great health tips on tonight's show. And y'all remember to visit stillbody.org to get some of that sea moss I had. Straight up.
Got mine.
Definitely. Big ups to Gordon McKernan as well. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys. I got to go out there and do a show with Gordon, a little podcast with Gordon this week. So I look forward to get it done. Get Gordon and get it done. Definitely. CL, you got some updates over with Chicago, the Vikings looking like right now?
Yeah, well, Chicago is moving the ball pretty effectively on the Minnesota Vikings. Kind of brings me back to conversations that we've had previously on Inside the Trenches where I didn't believe in J.J. McCarthy, his rookie year, let alone this second year which is quintessentially his rookie year again. I felt like Minnesota would take a step back. I don't think people understand how good Sam Darnold was as a quarterback. Remember, he was a first-round draft pick, and he could run and throw the football, so he was a great plug-and-play guy for Minnesota. But J.J. McCarthy, to me personally, is not that guy, even though the great coordinator that they do have in Minnesota.
I agree.
Yeah. You would say the same thing, Chris?
100%. I definitely do think Sam Darnold, they should have kept Sam Darnold,
They
honestly.
definitely should have kept
They
him.
should have kept Sam. He won them 14 games last year and would have been good enough to win a division and get the number 1 seed if they didn't have the Lions in the division.
Right.
So I think they should have kept Sam Darnold.
Hey, and Sam Darnold had a close one yesterday, 13-17 against the 49ers. I guess let's start at that game, the Brock Purdy era, CL's favorite thing to say. He was 26-35, bro. He was 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. He comes to New Orleans next week, right?
May not even play.
You got George Kittle. Probably George Kittle's not playing. I think he's sidelined a few
George
weeks.
not going to play.
George not playing, yeah.
Yeah, and
But I don't believe in Purdy until Wednesday.
Yeah.
Right. But
Purdy 50-50.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this, Chris. All right. Michael Penix, you believe him? They lost
Yeah, that's true. And
23-20.
he played fairly decent in that ball game. I think he will get better as the season goes on, but I'll say he has like a probably like 22 to 25-ish touchdown to maybe like 10 interception season. I can see that out of Michael Penix.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the running game, Bijan Robinson had 100 yards rushing yesterday off of 6 touches. So as long as that continues to strengthen for Atlanta, make it a little easier on Penix, but he's clearly the guy.
Yeah.
CL, bruh. Bengals, Browns.
Atlanta sucks.
Bad. He said we ain't gonna let that slide by.
You're not gonna. And once again, Atlanta, you're not gonna win unless you run the football first. If they think they can win by passing the football, they're gonna always end up being what Atlanta does, and that's fail.
Well, let's go over to the AFC real quick. The Bengals and the Browns. Joe Flacco, he was 31 for 45. Had a close one. Bengals was able to pull off the win. CL, I come to you first. Joe Flacco got a little bit of the wisdom rolling right now. I mean, I know a lot of folks was like, oh, Joe Flacco's just there. They need to roll with Shador, but it looks like he's holding the fort until one of these youngsters ready to roll.
Flacco played a respective game. We also know that division rivals, you throw the records out. At some point in time, Myles Garrett decided to take over this football game. But, of course, Cincinnati has an embarrassment of riches offensively, and they was able to take them to the next level.
Little Chris, man, boy, it was some stuff out there with that Lions and Packers game. Michael Parsons looking like the $1 million baby out there. What, 2 sacks, couple of tackles for loss. They talked about, he can't play the run. He played the run effectively. Saw a lot of memes talking about the Lions, Dan Campbell without the Lions coordinators going, is that a thing, or does the Lions snap back from this? Or does it look like Green Bay is king in that division?
I think both of those things could be true. I think the Packers could be the best team in their division, and they could be the most complete team in their division. Could compete for a Super Bowl title, NFC Championship, we'll see. But we all knew, and all of us pretty much said that we all kind of knew that the Lions was going to regress this year with the losses of their coordinators, Aaron Gillen to the Jets and Ben Johnson to the Bears now. We just knew the regression was going to come. Well, I said they're going to be like a 9-10 win team. I'm not going to go that far, but the regression was going to be there. We all knew that.
And for those folks who stayed up late Sunday night to see this Buffalo Bills Ravens game, crazy. If you went to sleep early, or like some of them Buffalo fans left a little early, wrong mistake.
20,000 people trying to get back in that stadium.
Insane. 22 points scored in the fourth quarter by Buffalo. Keon Coleman, Louisiana's very own, had a big game. James Cook was 10 yards short of me. Hit my parlay last night. Lord, that worked my nerves. Yeah, that's how I knew this whole game in and out. CL, man, bruh, Derrick Henry had 169 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, still lost the game. Man, will Lamar be able to go over this hump, man? Is he going to be Super Bowl, at least attendee Lamar Jackson?
Well, last year, even though this game doesn't reflect what happened in the playoffs last year, the tight end dropping the football in the end zone, Baltimore wins the game. But I saw something different with Buffalo. To be able to come back against Baltimore, even though Henry had already ran for 100-some-odd yards. I believe Henry needs to be the closer and not the starter, if you will, offensively, and it would have been a different game. Buffalo really showed me something to have the wherewithal to come back against Baltimore in that game.
Y'all, what the people want to hear us talk about, Saints versus Cardinals. not that bad. There were some things we can point out. 20-13, New Orleans do win at home. One play. I mean, this is the Dome, right? Juwan Johnson catches that ball. 2020, we go into overtime. You know what it is. So much to talk about here, CL. I want to come to you first. You spoke highly about Kendra Miller in the offseason. You said it at camp. You're like, man, he lost some weight.
Yeah.
Looked like he's moving effectively. In the return game and in the running game, bro, he looked pretty good on yesterday.
I mean, I'm grateful, and I'm sure Kendra is grateful that he's healthy and he's able to show his wherewithal. I think it's more about what we didn't do against the Cardinals compared to what the Cardinals did to us to win this game. 13 penalties will never win a football game, in my opinion. We can't give away football games. I like the fact that we stayed in the fight. I seem to have that mantra at every game, letting everybody know to stay in the fight. I was surprised that we really showed up at the end. Unfortunately, Juwan didn't come down with the pass, but I won't beat up on him because he did have 8 receptions, quintessentially showing that he could be our possession receiver going forward.
No doubt, man. Chris, some people count no Cam Jordan out, right? 15 years. A lot of people saying, I don't know. Man came on this show, said he had 2 more years last year, and this looked like this about to be, and he looked like he going out with a blast. Old player, new game. He's focused. He's thinking like he got 2 brains. Cam Jordan. Thought about his performance on yesterday.
He said, I'm back, baby. That's all he said. He said, I'm back. 1.5 sack yesterday, including the one on the opening drive against Kyler Murray. He had I'm not going to say impressive performance because we know what he's capable of. He's a borderline Hall of Famer, definitely in the Saints Hall of Fame. But, he definitely had a solid performance yesterday.
Yeah, I think Cam went out there and he set the edge when he needed to, and he played explosive, and that's something that we needed to see out of everybody on this defense.
The one thing
Speaking
he did,
of which, go ahead, Sierra.
The one thing he did, I won't talk about Stacks. The one thing he did inside that Superdome yesterday was set the tone defensively.
He did.
And he got the crowd in it with the early sack, then later on having another half a sack with Granderson. So shouts out to Cam. We know Chase Young was hurt, so shouts out to Cam for being the next man up and performing.
Well, Seattle, I think we need to stick along those lines, y'all. We got about 2 more minutes left. This is Inside the Trenches, and we know the more turnovers you create, more big plays, tackles for loss, and sacks is important. Yesterday, Arizona was able to get 1 sack, right? Baron Browning had 1 sack. And CL put the 5 up. We had 5 from New Orleans. 1 out of Pete Warner. 1.5 Carl Granderson. 1.5 Cam Jordan. And that big-time sack by Alante Taylor, which really put the momentum on our side, got the crowd into it. CL, when you think about this Saints defense and how it's coming together, a new look, we should be able to sustain the NFC South and make maybe some people surprised in some of the wins we get.
I had more faith in the defense than anything before we even stepped on the field. It's no surprise that we've interviewed Devon Godshaw, a catalyst to stop the run in the middle, inside the trenches, of course. Pun intended. I wasn't surprised with the defense at all. A couple of mishaps with the corners, but week 1, like I've always said, you always throw week 1 out the door, but you pay attention to the tendencies. We're gonna have a good defense this year.
Oh yeah.
Well, we got so much to get into next week to talk about this team. Big news from the Saints this week. It looks like Blackman will be out for the season with the shoulder. Not a good look. Somebody that really was going to be a staple on this defense. We'll talk more about that next week when they play the 49ers. Now, Chris, before we go, we got about 20 seconds here. 49ers, Seattle Seahawks, Buffalo Bills. What's the Saints' record in those 3 games?
Okay, I'm going to give you best case scenario, worst case scenario. Best case scenario, I'll say we go
3-0, goddammit. Best case. You win them all.
Yeah, that's true. Worst case scenario, we win like None of those games are one of those games.
Oh Lord, I say they go 1-2. Chris, what about you, CL?
Well, we beat San Francisco this Sunday, and then obviously we play Seattle. I think we'll be 2-2. To be honest with you.
Well, 2-1.
In the next
Yeah,
three
yeah.
games.
Well, next three games.
Next three games. 2-1.
But 2-2
okay.
for the first 4 games.
I hope CL right, and I hope your first prediction in the best case scenario they win them all.
Yes.
But that's it for us here, y'all. I want to say thank you to our guests for coming on the show, Dr. Andrus. They brought the whole crew. Was just missing little Kendra Andrus, but thank them so much for sponsoring the show. Showing so much love to us with the products, giving us a couple of health updates and getting us better. The CMO CL he ready to get his scoop in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And y'all can do the same thing too. Remember, visit stillbody.org for more information on that. Big ups once again to the Gordon, McKernan, injury attorneys. Definitely big ups to Get Gordon, get it done.
Get it done.
Listen, man, if y'all want to win $2,000 cash, come up with a billboard. If they pick the billboard, the money is yours. So for more information, definitely
I
go
picked the
and
Big
visit.
Fed billboard.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah, hey, that might be the winner then. Get it done and get it good. And most importantly, y'all, big ups to y'all for tuning in and checking out the show. We really appreciate y'all as well. Conquer Sports Pros, big ups to them as well. Well, that's it for us, y'all. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back next Monday, same time, same place here at Loyola. For Damian, Hannah, Taylor, let me say the whole crew in there, the whole Inside the Trenches fantasy football crew in there. I don't want to leave nobody out. CL, NOLA, UP, Chris, all of our sponsors, Lil Chris too. Everybody, thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed week, and we will be back next week, Monday, 6:30 p.m. right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. It's Inside the Trenches, baby. We out. Peace.
Dentro de las trincheras.